He said you sound smart, didn't it?
Is there any way to speak to your liege?
Yeah, we'll have to do that.
Yeah, she's in the other room.
Literally.
You'll have to break that down, Wayne, because Fat Thor is not here.
He's not.
No, he's probably another 35 and 30 seconds out.
I've sent him to work in the gulag, haven't I? The iron.
All right, swash room. What's up, you crazy internet bastards? It's the Bin Podcast. We're back, and we're redecorating. Brenna looks different. Cortez definitely looks different. Jartan looks about the same. And then there's me.
What you mean by that?
The Scottish, Norwegian, Swede. What a clusterfuck.
I am not Norwegian.
Norwegian Swedes. We got some people who are not going to be here today, and then some people who are late. Looking at you, Shartan. But Lord Wanker of Essex, how are you, my good sir?
I am good myself.
Yes.
How are you?
Would you like to perhaps describe your title or why that is what I'm calling you?
Well, now you're officially in my serfdom. I have the official title of Lord Wanker of Essex, which is on its way in the post to me to mount and put on my wall, and you all must just worship me.
I just noticed something. Wayne. I just noticed something. Is that the USB-A cable for your Blue Yeti unplugged from your Blue Yeti?
Just nothing to see here. Carry on talking amongst yourselves.
I was like, wait, why is there a cord there?
I noticed earlier. I wasn't going to say nothing about it, though. I thought maybe
you sound terrible all the time anyway, so we really couldn't tell.
I couldn't tell the difference.
Right.
now you got to go into settings and change it around.
Yeah, go to the settings and change it, mate.
Yeah, I thought we'd done that automatically. But come on, yourself. Come on, introduce yourself.
Oh my God, it's gotten worse.
Yeah, how did it get worse? Is it facing the wrong way? I think you got to turn it around.
It is facing the wrong way.
Turn it around.
There we go.
There
it
it is.
doesn't work.
Right.
No.
There it is.
Work, no.
Sorry, I was too busy sorting out my stuff.
Okay, so yeah, that's your official title now. How did you get that?
Yep. One of my serfs anointed me with this particular title. Yeah, it's coming through now, so it's fine.
Yeah.
And now you're all my bitches.
Someone who will remain Shartan nameless. Literally fucking, you know how you can go online and for like $10 buy like a yard of dirt?
Title.
Yeah, like a yard of dirt in Scotland. So he is officially the Lord Wanker of Essex. It is official.
Oh, of all the famous wankers out there in the world, I'm glad we have this one. So
I love how they didn't even do they not screen the names?
No, but I can actually officially put it on my passport and everything.
they also name a star after you too.
Yeah, and I own a piece of the moon.
The Wank Star.
We file it in the patent office for you.
Yeah. You can't.
We
see
totally
my
do. Wink.
Yeah. So
and then in 50 years from now, they sell the same things over again.
Right, because no one
you're dead.
No one knows it anymore. No one's keeping track.
See, the joke's on all you motherfuckers, because I know that they're planning to build a massive A road through my woods, and they're going to have to compulsory purchase that shit off me.
Through your 1 square foot of dirt.
Exactly.
He's not giving it up. There's just going to be a square of dirt around it. There's a highway running through.
This is going to be a giant pothole on the expressway.
Yeah.
Ah, that's the Lord Wanker of Essex. I just ran over there.
It'd be me and my flagpole.
The memorial.
What would you
hump for Lord Wanker of Essex?
What would your flag be? What would you put on there?
I'll just put the bin flag up. That'd be fun.
Then we're gonna get canceled so quick. It's like, yo, I fucking hate the Bin Podcast. Every time I'm trying to go down the A1, there's a big fucking flag right in the middle of the
Mhm.
fucking highway.
In fact, fuck it. I'm going to put a toll booth in as well.
Oh, see, now you're thinking. Now you're
It's gonna have to be manned by doozers. You can't fit anybody else inside that little bit of a space.
Got a bunch of Smurfs running the point. Also joining us, Tim. What's up, Tim? How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
What you drinking?
I don't have a fancy setup. Oh, I have some iced coffee that I Irished up.
Okay, that
Yeah,
one.
Got some
anyway,
Baileys in there.
Yeah, man.
Do they have ice in Essex?
I've
They don't
discovered
have ice
that
in Europe.
Yeah, they don't believe in ice in Europe.
We have
Well,
all
I
of it.
have-
or England, because England is not part of Europe anymore.
I have a
Or how
funny
about they
story
just serve
about
your
that.
drink cold, like you should do, instead of relying on the ice.
Except
They
to
don't
keep
even
it cold
do
for you.
that.
Except for beer,
Yeah.
they serve that warm.
To
No,
be-
no,
to
no,
be
no,
fair-
no, no.
To
No,
be
good-
fair, when you're drinking a Shiraz, it's supposed to be room temperature. You uncultured heathens.
Well, same thing with a
American
good
you.
with a good
Heathens
pint of
drink
bitters. You
Shiraz.
wanted to have it floor temperature, not room temperature. You want to have it the cellar temperature, not the
Yeah, but
slightly cool.
But what if it's summertime?
No,
Well-
they don't. They just don't believe in ice.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. We too much ice.
You go to McDonald's and they
Yeah.
give you your drink with 4 pieces of ice.
Yeah, yeah.
No, because
So-
McDonald's. We all know McDonald's are dirty capitalists, and what they do, you have to ask not for ice because they put so much ice in, you get about this much actual liquid.
Oh, they finally become American. Because
Exactly.
when I was in France, it was like, oh, you want ice? Here's your 3 cubes.
Yeah, I know. When I was in Ireland, they were like, "Oh, here's 1 cube of ice for your whole drink. There you go."
Yeah, but you got to remember, like Ireland went through the potato famine. They ration everything.
It was so
I wonder who caused that potato famine.
exactly.
Oh, and happy belated St. Patrick's Day to everyone who does St. Patrick's Day.
No, man, they didn't start celebrating that until the 70s. So just quit it with that.
Yeah, I did. I made a post about that. I'm
It's a dry holiday too.
on what's it called on
Mhm.
Facebook,
You know what?
and I was like, "Hey, all you all lives matter people, I better not see you celebrating St. Patrick's Day." And then a hashtag
Mhm.
hashtag All Saints Matter.
What traditionally happens over here when the pubs are open is we like all the mass media put a big thing in about St Patrick's Day, and you get all the right wingers like the UK equivalent of MAGAs going, "Oh, what about St George's Day? Why don't we celebrate St George's Day?" It's like because we don't
Is
get
that
pissed
UK?
on St George's Day.
Who the fuck is St. George?
He's the one that fought the dragon, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's a Turkish. He's the Turkish fella that never stepped foot in England, but everyone celebrates him 'cause he's so great.
No, I'm serious. There's a story about St. George that killed the dragon. I think it's what it
Yeah.
was.
I figured
Yeah.
you guys would celebrate St. Crispin's Day a lot more.
No,
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Who's-
Yeah, St. Crispin's Day was the day of the Battle of Agincourt.
All
yeah,
right,
we
if we're
don't.
gonna just start making up words again, like I'm not gonna.
No, but
The Battle
For real,
of
though,
Isengard.
I want people to do a little bit of research into St. Patrick. He killed pagans by the thousands, guys.
Yeah.
He
Well,
didn't
of
drive
course.
snakes away from Ireland. There were no snakes in Ireland.
Of course, he was Catholic. That's all they did.
Right. And they claim that he brought Catholicism to Ireland. No, it was already there because he lived there before when his dad was a Catholic priest in Ireland.
Do you think he was like that? Do you think he was like that kid at school that always like over exaggerates stuff? Yeah, oh yeah, my dad invented Sega. my nan owns Ferraris.
I've got the new Mega Drive. It has all the new accessories in it.
Oh, what's that you
Yeah.
said? Yeah, mine does that. Yep, does that.
Yeah, YouTube completed that. Yeah,
Yeah,
See,
I-
if you stack
internet?
a
I already beat the
32X
internet.
on top of a 32X, you get a Nintendo 64. My dad did it. I saw it.
yeah, I should
see-
know.
You saying I'm lying? Are you saying I'm lying? Are you saying I'm
Yes.
lying?
Yeah, I've got to go.
Same.
Iris Swede, what's up? What you doing?
Just got done doing a presentation about dirty capitalists.
Yay. Drink
Fucking
anything special?
capitalists.
What you got? You got
I
some
am
Mountain Dew?
not, because drinking for me is kind of a not thing anymore.
You got any Mountain Dew over there? I know you got your.
I have a ruby red squirt.
Ooh, squirting it up.
Mm.
Yep.
I see
Because
Swede judging
Caffeine is
us.
about the only drug not named warfarin or metoprolol or whatever that helps me keep alive.
Yeah.
Copium.
And first time to the main show, Outcast X. What up, brother?
Yeah. Hey man, and the funny thing is, I got to leave like in 5 minutes. So.
Right. So we had
And what I'm drinking, I'm drinking Coke Zero, Coke
Hell yeah.
Zero sugar, good stuff.
So before X has to run, one thing he wanted to touch on was the Snyder Cut. Tell us
Man,
your thoughts, sir.
okay. There's a lot of bad fans out there. There's bad fandom in just about every fandom.
Yes.
Look at Lord Wanker over there. He's got a Arsenal shirt on. I'm a fan of Arsenal. I like them as a team. But the thing is,
we just went through to the next round as well. So
the soccer fandom can be the worst, you know. Just like you have, every fandom can take it to the worst level. DC fandom happens to be one of the ones where it is taken to the extreme a lot of the time. That you could tell a DC fan, we're going to make this new version of this movie that's going to be awesome, and all of a sudden you're going to get 5 million wailing nerds that are going to be like, oh, it's going to be terrible. And then you have all of the people that are Star Wars fans and Marvel fans dogpiling the DC people because all their movies suck because Zack Snyder for some reason. Anyway, the long thrust about the whole thing that I want to get to here is that I've been waiting for this cut of the movie to come out for
4 years.
ever since there was the rumor of it, 4 years ago, because Joss Whedon came in and he ruined Justice League. Like a lot of the stuff that you could just tell, oh yeah, that's a Joss Whedon thing. Oh, yep, that's totally not the way Snyder would have done that. And I'm not saying that I didn't like Justice League. I love the movie because guess what? I got to watch a Justice League movie. I never
Right.
thought that would happen in my life. Everybody had, the Marvel guys had their Avengers movie where that finally happened. And I was surprised as well because I'm a comic nerd. And I was like, man, I am so happy to see the helicarrier taking off. And then you get to see the Avengers all fighting together. And I'm like, I never thought they could ever make anything like this happen. And then we got DC with Justice League making theirs. And all of a sudden, everybody's just crapping on it. Okay, great. That's fine. I'm allowed to like things. You nerds out there, people are allowed to like things. Lay off.
And just because you don't like something, you don't really have to post it everywhere. Maybe just
Right.
keep it to yourself. Just a thought.
Yeah,
Well, it's just like I have
like what they like.
I have a circle of friends that are critics, and I'm like, that person's going to hate this before it even comes out. That person's going to hate this before it comes out. I can call it before the movie's even released. And lo and behold, it gets released today. Critics had it like a week ago, and they're already starting to shit on it. And it's like, do you hate it because it's bad, or do you hate it just because you don't like Zack Snyder and his take of the DC universe? What I don't get it,
I always find it funny that the fans who don't like a certain thing are the loudest. Oh, I'll never listen to that person. They're rubbish. I don't watch that sort of film. It's crap. But why don't you talk about stuff you like more?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that and the people that are the loudest drown out, say, good criticism of a movie. Like the Star Wars sequels, there are legitimate criticisms of 7, 8, and 9 without getting into the SJW or whatever BS that people are trying to pull. But there are legitimate criticisms of those 3 movies. But the loud people drown out legitimate film criticism. I had fun watching 7, 8, and 9.
Yeah,
Yep.
they were fine to me.
Don't take that away from me by doing this bullshit.
Yeah,
And
I
so
mean,
with the new movies that came out, for me, Last Jedi, hands down, of the 3 movies, that was the best one of the 3. And I know that's a weird position to have, but I still have my own criticisms for it because the whole casino thing didn't need to be a thing.
Yeah, like
for
why?
me,
It was-
the Last Jedi was basically Empire flipped.
Oh, here we go.
No,
I get it. The middle movies in a trilogy are always supposed to be the ones where things go dark. It's where it's supposed to be. There's no hope.
Yeah, no, because
Dire
if you look at the way that movie run, they started off in space and ended up on a planet with salt, which kind of resembled
Instead
snow.
of the
Which in the Empire, it was just
it was Hoth.
Yeah. And they started out there and ended up in space. So that's what it was. It's an observation. It's not a criticism.
I love how Wayne cleaned it up because the first I was like, the movies are the same. They both ended up in snow. It's like, no, that one was salt. He's like, same thing. And we're like, no, Wayne, no. You can't.
No, but that's what I was getting at. The fact that they found them abandoned speeders and all that kind of thing. So and they was up against the walkers, but upgraded. So it was just basically Empire reversed on steroids.
So Zack Snyder made most of the DC movies what they are. People didn't like Man of Steel. I really enjoyed Man of Steel. people can have their own criticisms about the whole thing. I thought it was a pretty good Superman movie. You know, he didn't want to kill Zod, but he had really legitimately had no choice to do what he did. Sorry, spoilers. And then when you had Batman versus Superman, yeah, they could have done things a little bit better. But I got to watch a movie where Batman and Superman were fighting each other. It was really cool. And even with that one, they came out with the director's cut after the first one, the original one came out, and the director's cut answered so many questions with just 5 additional minutes worth of footage.
Yeah.
I think it was more than 5, but with Justice League coming out, my only concern is that it is 4 hours long.
I love
that's a lot, guys.
I love long movies.
But to take that to a level that like just a few extra minutes can make a movie on or not. Like in episode 4 of Star Wars, there was a scene where Wedge and Luke are talking at the very beginning of the movie about wanting to get off and go fight for the rebellion and getting into the academy. There is another scene in episode 6 where Luke is in a cave on Tatooine recreating his refitting his lightsaber, and just different aspects of that answer questions about different things. And you're like, okay, because a rite of passage of the Jedi was building your own lightsaber, and things like that. So even 5 minutes can like go, oh, I get it now. Or
like I get sometimes they want to hand wave through certain things just to move things along, but if that's the tone you're taking when you're editing the film, don't leave in boring shit like the casino scene. Maybe don't make the pod race fucking 25 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're going to be that way, at least be consistent. And if you want us to guess at some things and just kind of assume that things are happening, then yeah.
I get the messaging of the casino scene, like the whole money war, the war.
It's meant to show that the people are profiteering off of both sides.
Yeah,
is all it really was meant to show.
The old bankers in World War I argument.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, quite enjoyed
pod racing.
I'm actually one of the few people that probably really enjoyed the pod racing scene.
Oh no.
What threw me out every single time was them coming back to the crowd and the announcers. If they would have just left them out and had the race happen without any of that stuff, it would have been much better. Because the sound editing alone and just that race was so intense, man.
Yeah, it would have. That would have been fucking death defying. The
Tusken Raiders were awesome though. in the pod racing scene, shooting them off of the track.
Well, and you also had the assassin lady that was just hanging out. I can't remember her name, but she was hanging out in the background of one of the scenes. The bald-headed, really super pale lady.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
She was big in the Clone Wars. I can't rember her name.
She's a Sith, isn't she? Yeah, I can't remember.
No, it wasn't Asajj Ventress. It was another one I'm trying to think of. But they even carry that character through when you watch Solo. And don't hate on Solo, people. Solo was a good movie.
No, Solo was good.
I've never seen it.
They talked about how they're like, yeah, I took care of that one lady at this last job kind of thing. And I'm like, oh, that was a nice little throwback you guys gave to the real super nerds out there that are following all this way too close.
Are you talking about the one that tried to kill Padme in like season 3?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what the name was.
And that she was basically under orders by Boba to kill Mace.
Oh yeah, and didn't
Aura Singh was her name.
Yeah, because she started the little clan with young Boba, didn't she? Was it Rebels?
No, not Rebels. In Clone Wars.
Clone Wars.
Was it? I thought it was Rebels where she took him in.
Little
so
Boba,
she was the one that had. She had the gang with Cad Bane and Darth Maul.
And Hondo was basically trying to be as neutral as possible between the Jedi and her.
Yep.
Okay. It's been so long since.
Nerds. You bunch of nerds. You're so nerdy. I'm gonna leave. So I hate to leave. Hate to talk and go, but I got to go pick up kids.
X, before you go, before you watch the Snyder Cut, just remember you could just instead watch 4 hours of Teen Titans Go.
I've seen them all. No, that's the thing. That's the thing. If you want to see DC at its best, watch its cartoons.
Yep.
Yeah. Because there's so many adult references and throwbacks to like Transformers, Knight Rider, all them sort of things in there.
Well, I I want everybody to, if you haven't, because they finally made the transition over to like HBO, go watch the Harley Quinn series for adults only, because it is really, really adult from the get go.
Do I need tissue?
Sounds
So
like
and
my
it
cup
is-
of
show
tea.
that one to my toddlers.
Well, it is hilarious. I mean, we're talking about someone's face getting cut off and wearing it as a disguise in the first 5 minutes of the show. So with Joker doing that, and then later on you have what's his name? This psychic character that's like this short little pipsqueak guy who calls Wonder Woman the "See you next Tuesday" name, and like there's a whole
my-
episode dedicated to him
favorite word.
going onto the talk show circuit to apologize to all the women of the world for him saying stuff like that. It is hilarious, guys.
Oh, I think you're thinking about
so
Sharton.
what you're saying is we need to sit down and talk about the potential of the Robert Pattinson movies coming out.
Which I'm there for it.
Oh.
I don't care the fact that he was in Twilight. I think a year one Batman's going to be good. You know,
Yeah, and I never
Mhm.
saw Twilight anyway. So, joke's on you guys.
he's
I'm
always
not-
going to be Cedric Diggory to me. Go
Take care.
Hufflepuff. See you guys.
See you.
All right, mate.
All right, good. He's gone. Let's talk about him. First of all,
Mm.
Nice guy.
yeah, I love X. love X.
First of all, I've got massive Mike envy.
Yeah, he's got the retro joint,
Yeah,
and he's got all the fixins to make it sound delicious.
it sounds like just talk radio. It's like he's like about to introduce Justin Bieber.
Traffic on the 8s and weather on the 9s. All right. Less fun. And speaking about people complaining about things, I would like to complain about Steven Crowder.
I think we all would.
Let's do some complaining about somebody who constantly complains about people. I'm going to go grab a new Coke. Wayne, you kick us off.
Right. So Stephen Crowder, everyone's favorite. Oh, hey. Wanker of the internet. He sparks controversy.
Racist shitbag.
Yeah. I think that's quite an accurate statement.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sparked controversy yet again by going on a completely racist tirade about a report of black farmers getting their stimulus checks, or what is it they received? It was the subsidy. It was
Extra subsidy.
an extra subsidy for being black, and he knows his base and he knows how to rile them up. And to describe what he did, it was basically a parody of all the black stereotypes, saying that they were planting things that they shouldn't have been planting, and doing the silly stereotypical 90s black man voice, black gangster voice. And all these little crew chimed in, and no one even sort of thought, hang on a minute, this is a bit distasteful at minimum. No, they all just piled in. And I don't know what the consequences have been since then with regards to YouTube and whatever other platforms he's broadcasting on, because it was just out and out racist, out and out. And I don't know if you guys have seen it and what your thoughts are on it, but yeah, I just want to punch the geezer.
Well, I saw it very recently.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He saw it 15 minutes before the real show was supposed to start, but Europeans can't get their fucking time zones together.
Invented them. Shut up.
Well, the major thing that with Crowder is he ignored 200 years of history and what Southern blacks brought to the farming community itself. I mean, George Washington Carver saved the farming industry in the southern United States for the most part with his cultivation and discoveries through peanut farming. But one of the big things was after the Civil War is freed slaves are supposed to get 40 acres and a mule. And the reason is this was compensation for stolen labor through slavery. And I'll let you guess whether that happened or not.
Yeah. I'm not sure it did, but also,
but
here's your donkey. Sorry about that.
But it's one of the things that happened is that through the pullout through Reconstruction and the Great and the great treachery of the 1876 election is that a lot of blacks had to end up in sharecropping situations, which is no better than serfdom.
That's what my family did.
It literally no better than serfdom. And it really ended up just being another stolen value of labor situation, just perpetuated for years and years and years. But what blacks got out of this was a deep appreciation and sense for great farming techniques and knowledge of the land and how to work the land itself. And so Stephen Crowder comes along and equates how a black should feel about working the land that they own versus working land that they are slaves on, and that makes no sense.
Yeah, that was one thing that he said was him or one of his cronies. I can't remember.
It was one of his minions. I was about to say that. It was one of his minions said, "Oh, isn't that what they wanted? They didn't want to be farmers."
Yeah, they wanted to be urban and this, and I'm like,
yeah.
It was weird. Like I almost felt like it was like an old video that they had dug up. No, this shit's from Tuesday. Like I thought that like this was like, oh, I was like, oh, maybe they're just trying to pull like some old clips and maybe he's apologizing. No, this is from Tuesday. And every trope is like old racist uncle.
It could have been a minstrel show.
Yeah.
The way that they were carrying on.
Yeah.
All he needed to do was black up and do the lips, and he was there, and all of his little cronies as well. But for someone who always talks about the left, bitching about identity politics, this is all he does.
Yeah.
It's all he does, and it's like the hypocrisy from the right is so unbelievably frustrating. Oh, all you do is identity politics. What are you doing there? You're using every
all politics is identity politics, though.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is he criticizes the left for deploying it, but then when he deploys it, it's fine. So you can't have it both ways, sunshine, and you can't be a racist prick.
Oh yeah, and he plays the I have a black friend, so I can't be racist card all the time with, oh, we have a half Asian lawyer, or not gay Jared, or
and them two twins that he has on. I can't remember their names, but they're just basically
they're there as tokens.
Yeah, exactly. There is shields, and he uses his half Asian lawyer, not gay Jared, who left on unceremonious terms apparently, and he uses all these things as a shield, and as if to say, look, no, I can't be. I've got this. I can't be racist. I can't be homophobic. I can't be trans. Look, there's a lot of rumors about him and his trans likenings.
But the other half of it is, as far as their group is concerned, as far as him and his audience is concerned, they didn't drop the N-bomb.
No.
So therefore,
they wanted to. So
therefore, not racist. I can joke in a southern drawl about someone planting cognac, and that's how I'm about to plow that. So they can make all those jokes. Those are fine because it's not. I didn't say the N-word, and that's the out of bounds line for them. So as long as they don't use slurs, it's fine.
Yeah,
that's the problem with a lot of the right-wing commentators is they think that it's not racist as long as you don't say the N-word, you're not a Klan member, and you're not burning crosses. Like that's the line for white nationalism. And I don't know if anyone watched it, but John Oliver did a really good piece on Tucker Carlson on the exact same lines. Like, Tucker Carlson is basically a white nationalist, but he doesn't think he is because he doesn't say or do those things, but he's always talking about preserving, our heritage and culture.
Yeah.
Might as well have a 1488 sticker in the back of his.
Exactly.
I mean, I watched a clip of him today when it's the language he uses is very measured but very angled and articulated into a certain narrative that we all know what he's saying, but because he doesn't say those particular words that will set the alarms off, it's fine. So what he's doing is sort of like in a very sort of clandestine way, telling his base that, giving them the confirmation bias that they need to say that what they believe, the more brown people that come into the country, it's going to dirty the culture. It's going to, it's going to push down wages and all this stuff. Why do you think it's going to push down wages? Because the people at the top are going to stop paying people at the bottom. That's got nothing to do with it's exploitation. But you don't say that, do you? No, you say it's the brown people pushing down the wages. No, it's completely the other way around.
And don't take like John Oliver's word for it. Take the white supremacist word for it when they say, they watch Tucker Carlson twice, once for the show, and then the second time to get like better talking points from Tucker Carlson about white supremacy.
Where do you think Tucker Carlson gets his talking points? Probably Stormfront.
Yeah.
Well, he's one of his writers was recently fired, wasn't he? For
being a poster on Stormfront.
Funny that.
Isn't that the name of the homegirl from fucking The Boys?
Oh yes, yeah, that's her name. It's Stormfront.
Yeah. But the thing is, we have a similar thing over here with Nigel Farage, right? So you got
Hold on a second. Wait, did you watch The Boys? Did you watch season 2?
I have not.
Okay. Damn, I can't ruin it then. Never mind. Sorry. Go ahead.
Don't ruin it.
Yeah, we've got two types of racist over here. You got your Tommy Robinsons, who's your typical chav in his his tracksuit and he's like Stone Island jacket and all that, and he's like, I'm not racist. Yeah, it's just the Muslims I don't like. Yeah, they do this and they do that.
I'm not racist. It's just this one race of people I don't like.
He's the unacceptable front of racist politics over here. But then you get Nigel Farage, who wears a lovely chalk striped suit. Hello, I've got a beer. And sorry, I'll turn it to Boris Johnson then.
Hello.
But he's always pictured like in the pub with a pint, and his rhetoric and his, again, like Tucker, he says the right things that do not cross the line. So you can never out and out accuse him of being overtly racist, because his racism is very subtle but measured. And again, the confirmation bias for people on the right, because they, like you say about Tucker, they'll use Nigel Farage's talking points when arguing or debating. But then when someone who has a little bit more intellectual nous than them pushes them on that and says, "Why do you feel that way?" They go, I don't know. They just fall apart. They literally fall apart. And a friend of mine, James O'Brien, has made a living out of doing that on LBC Radio. Literally just asks people a few questions because they're repeating talking points. And because their talking points are literally parroted from these people, these demagogues that they worship at the altar of, they've got nothing else. All they've got is the talking point. They haven't got the substance that got them to the talking point. They've just got the talking point.
Or they try to turn it around. So like when we talk about subtle racism like voter ID laws, they try to turn it around back to you by going, "Oh, you're a racist of low expectations."
Yeah.
Oh, you don't think blacks are smart enough to get out and get an ID. Oh, you think that they can't.
Yeah.
They try to flip it back on you, and I'm like, no, from a constitutional perspective, voter ID is unconstitutional. It's a poll tax. It's this, and you try to like frame it as like, no, I don't have low expectations of a group of people. I have an expectation that we have, open voting, that you don't have to pay for.
And even if the bar was like, oh, well, you know what, that disenfranchises black people because they can't afford it. Well, there's just as many poor white people as there are poor black people. Yeah. So they would rather say, as long as we get the blacks not to vote, it's fine. Even if we fuck up other whites, it's fine. As long as it's just like
scorched earth tactics.
The voter ID laws don't just affect African Americans; they affect the elderly population who can't get out and get the IDs, and they affect the youngest voters. They're the people that the conservatives don't want to vote.
Yep.
They just want their block and no one else.
Yeah, and this is why there was such a controversy about the postal vote in your recent election, because the tendency was going to be...
It's called mail-in voting.
Whatever, postal, mail-in, it's the same thing.
Mail-in ballots.
Wayne's about to go postal on you.
You pedantic cunt. Right. Postal mail, it's the same thing. It's a semantic fucking anomaly. wind your neck in, for fuck's sake.
Ah, there it is. He said it.
So,
Drink.
No, I got a drink.
Said it.
yeah, but that's why there was such controversy because the Democrats tended to be listening to the COVID advice and staying at home and more likely to do the postal voting, whereas the Republicans were more, don't tread on me, I'm going to the ballot and I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And so you could see where that disparity in the argument came. And Trump sowed the seed of that well before the election was even underway.
Voter fraud was top of everyone's mind, top of half of the country's mind.
Now there's a new wave of voter suppression laws that are based around voter fraud because of mail-in ballots and all this. And
that didn't happen.
There's so many southern states passing these laws, especially Texas and I believe Florida. And
Georgia. Georgia's the dead center of it.
Just as an aside, what do you just speculate, please? What do you think will happen with these calls that have been leaked to Georgia state officials that have come out with Trump trying to influence the vote?
I'm gonna go out here on the limb, Wayne. This is the hot take. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Because nothing ever happens to him.
That's depressing. That's depressing.
And there's the problem is there's so many investigations into Trump's financial issues, the things he did in Georgia, and the things he did while president. That we're going to hear about all of it, but ain't nothing going to get done. There's going to be settlements.
The one thing that Trump will get caught for, and he will get prosecuted for, is the Al Capone.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The IRS will get him.
The IRS.
The IRS.
Well, I don't remember the guy's name from Doctor Strange, the movie, but the bill always comes due.
Yeah, the one investigation that is the most important is the one that's happening in the Southern District of New York into tax fraud and tax evasion.
That's where he overinflated the value of his properties to get loans.
He did that, and then he also wrote off an entire business. And then took the full lot. Like you can write off if you take it as a total loss, zero value, transferred out, no sale proceeds, no nothing. You can take it as a loss. If you have any value, residual value, you sell it for anything, you can take that. Yeah. So he took a total loss and sold it and took proceeds on one of his casinos.
Yeah, the financial things are the ones that are going to trip him up the most.
We got him.
But that's going to take a while. Like they just got his tax returns, and
I'm guessing it's going to be 4 or 5 years from now.
Yeah, it's going to be a while. He might be dead at that point.
No, I'm about to start shipping him vitamins, Fiji water.
I mean, he has a stimulant problem. He has a problem.
You know what you need, Mikey? Super male vitality.
Brain Force Plus contains soy. The Paul Joseph Watson bit with him having to admit that that his thing that he takes every day contains soy, so he's literally a soy boy.
Soy boy, yeah.
Soy boy, cuck.
Get him that stoner Dr. Group, who I checked out.
I don't mean to plug another streamer or YouTube person out there, but H Bomber Guy's takedown of Paul Joseph Watson is just fucking epic.
Well, do your due diligence, Mr. Swede. Reach out to him, see if we can get him on for a shout. That'd be fun.
Yeah, send some links. I wouldn't mind watching a bit of that. Anyone who takes down Paul Joseph Watson is a good person to me, because I can't stand that geezer. And the way he looks into the camera, he's like, "Why do you do this?" Go away, mate.
His best takedown of anybody was his takedown of Ben Shapiro, because Ben Shapiro did this bit where he was like, "Okay, hypothetically, let's say the sea level does rise, and all these people on Florida have to move. Do you think they won't just sell their property and move away?"
Right.
One problem, Ben. Sell their properties to who?
Yeah, right.
Aquaman?
Namor is going to get it. Or Namor. He's all over it. He's been looking to upgrade.
Yeah, well, I've got a bridge over here that is for sale. See if anyone fancies that.
Hey guys.
There, I linked that in
Hey
the
guys.
Cheers.
chat.
Oh, Brenna, where you been?
Oh, just daydreaming about being on the show, but ghost the ghost of me is here. So are you guys ready for the mid roll?
I'm always ready for the mid roll. I hope she's watching this.
I don't. I really don't. All right, hi guys. This is Brenna from the Bin Podcast. What you're going to do is compulsorily go to patreon.com/thebinpodcast and give us all of your stimulus check. That's right. I'm Brenna. I know you all got it. You were all supposed to get the 17th. A couple people took a couple days. You should have it by now. Go ahead, put all that money into our Patreon. But Mikey Famine, even though he is glorious, wants me to read this.
Oh, Jesus.
Our patrons thus far, and you guys do the yelling thing after. X from the Utah Outcasts.
X.
X gonna give it to you. Dutch from DOA the podcast.
What's up, Dutch?
Leclaire.
Leclaire.
Ragabash Dabbler.
Ragabash Dabbler.
Elena.
Elena.
Divine Disbelief.
That's some divine disbelief.
Susan Turpin.
Susan Turpin.
Jenna Miu.
Hey, Jenna.
Chicken Anonymous.
Chicken, we know you are a miss.
Chicken Jartin.
Oh, no, he said it.
Oh, jump the shark. Barbara.
Barbara.
Tons of mice.
Tons of miss.
Ricky Scurvy.
Ricky Scurvy's a prick.
Miss Nana.
Hey, Miss Nana.
David.
David. Be a bit more original. Get a bit more, fun name.
David McGinnis. His name's David McGinnis.
I know.
I think that helps. Katharina.
Katarina.
Stuart.
Stu, what's up, son?
Austin Foudy.
Austin motherfucking Foudy.
Kristen Famine.
That's not her name.
It will be soon.
Not if I've got anything to do with it.
That's why we're doing a destination wedding, so Wayne can't kick in the door. It's like, I object.
Like Wayne's World 2 is banging on the glass.
Be like Shrek.
Go to the right church first.
Right.
What are you saying?
And Richard.
Richard.
I have a theory on who Tons of Mice is in real life. I think he's Jeff Bezos.
No.
That makes a lot of sense.
That guy is a patron to everyone.
It makes sense to me. Makes sense.
Mm.
So, guys, make sure if you want to help the show grow and become even better and help us fund the show for these two fools in the top right-hand corner for their show. You want to tell them the name, sweet, or you want to wait?
Say that again, Mikey.
Oh, if you want to tell them the name.
I don't know if Tim's agreed to this, but I think our podcast is going to be called "This Could Have Been an Email."
Ooh, I think I might agree to that.
That's strong. That's strong.
Like, I remember Mikey Famine telling me that he wanted to hate the name, but the name was just so good. Just so good.
I wanted to hate the name, but everyone else seems to like it.
All right, if you guys have an idea for shows for Swede and Tim, then just leave them in the chat or send us an email at TheBinPodcast@gmail.com.
The Tweed Podcast.
Brenna, are you going off on your drone now?
Yeah, I have to go fly a drone over to Mars, so it's gonna take me a couple hours to get it there. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Miss you.
We could call it the Tweed Podcast.
The Tweed. Oh, I like it.
The Tweed.
That's,
podcast.
yeah. Tim and Tweed.
Yeah, that might work.
Hmm. But you both have to be wearing.
Maybe I'm more creative than I give myself credit for.
Listen, I had one good name in me, and I already used it. So
I just love the fact that all Mikey's editing is live on the Twitch.
What are you
Oh,
talking
Mikey,
about?
where have you been? Where
Whatever
have
do
you
you
been?
mean? Oh, me? I had to run to the loo, right,
Oh,
right
okay.
beneath the apples and pears there.
Mikey, what do you think? The Tweed podcast.
I don't know if that beats. This could have been an email.
Mm,
This should have been
I
an
was
email.
I was thinking like Deep Thoughts with Tim and Swede.
Oh, that's very sexual.
mm.
We got to get somebody. We got to get
Yeah.
we got to get
You have
like
to get-
an Isaac Hayes deep voice memo, like we talking
Yeah.
about some deep thoughts.
and then a link to the deviants.
You know what?
Listen, I don't want any association with that.
Me neither.
It's Mikey, man.
It's not me. It's some fucker. Fucking, I got fucking sniped. I don't know what to do with it.
Well, there you go, man. Should keep up on your direct debits.
Well, no one was going to the fucking website, so I was just like, I'm not paying for this shit.
So it's
Why
got-
is there
I
not
check-
an inverse thing for StreamYard and there is for Zoom? Zoom is crap and it's light years ahead of this.
What do you mean?
What do you? What happened?
The inverse, like flipping this.
Yeah. I know.
It's a thing. I guess Shartan's not joining us today. He's probably stuck in traffic. As they
He's
say.
driving his snowmobile up a tree.
Yeah, he's like this in his traffic.
He should
Lads,
be.
I can't make it.
He should
I
be.
am
really
not
can't.
okay. I'm pretty fucking far from okay.
Pine Snake. What up, Pine Snake? Pine Snake.
Oh,
I haven't
dude.
seen
I
him.
haven't seen Pine Snake in forever.
It's been 100 years since I saw him. What up, dude? Last topic on the menu, and then we'll get out of here and kick off the after show. Had another fucking incident of mass shooting. I'm not gonna say fuckhead's name because he doesn't get fucking press over here.
Whoa. What do you mean another? What, that happens like regularly?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh.
a ton.
Yeah.
Too fucking much. And actually,
We had one and banned
in an effort of cross promotion. If you guys didn't see Dig on America last night, the other podcast I do with some elder statesmen, my old friends, definitely check out that episode. I'll grab the link for you guys if you want it. We had our main man Q, who is a gun advocate and a Second Amendment gun club founder, on yesterday, and we talked about this for a bit. I don't really want to get into the details too much about the case because we already know what it was. But I think one thing that is properly infuriating is how they continually try to find a reason to dismiss why homie is running around shooting up the place.
Mm-hmm.
And this one is he was addicted to sex.
Yeah. It's funny
That makes no goddamn sense.
You're addicted to having sex, and let's say that these parlors were offering happy
Why would you
endings.
reduce your chances?
Why would you kill them?
Mm.
Like, how the hell is that an excuse for anything?
So the excuse that I heard was that he was addicted to sex and he wanted to remove the temptation.
Yeah, because that holds up. You could just move. You could move.
Or just not go.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's a bullshit excuse.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's every time a certain demographic is involved in this, the excuses come thick and fast. It's never a case of it's a nut job,
Don't say
geezer.
certain demographic. Just say white.
Yeah, just say white people. Whenever white people shoot up some other people, there's an excuse.
It's a nuanced position that we all have to look into, and it can't be this
Yeah.
blanket thing. No,
Yeah.
he's just a racist.
Yeah. Okay. No, I was trying to be a little bit more diplomatic about it, but then you fuckers came in and overcunted me.
Hey, look. I think one of the prime ways that you can leave behind an embarrassing past of belief systems that you no longer agree with is to make sure to call out your own.
Yeah,
Mhm.
100%.
And that is my penance. And I think the stronger that I do it, the better I feel about it, because, even my friends, I'm like, that's not okay to say things like that. And Eventually, several of them have either decided that they don't want to be friends with me anymore. That's fine. You can move along if you still want to blurt out the N-word. I don't want to be around it. So see you later. But several others have changed their ways. And
Yeah, but then you would get accused of virtue signaling there. And this is the thing. This is the language
I don't
of
care.
no, I know that. But what I'm saying is,
Virtue signaling claims from a racist. Oh no!
The thing is, there's always a counter. They've got this arsenal of language that they can deploy. It means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. But it's designed to shut you down and to make you feel that you're the bad person. It's like, hang on a fucking minute, yeah. No, I'm not.
I'm a Newton bitter.
Are we the bad guys?
And we turned out to be the baddies.
It's like that
I love
episode.
that scene.
It's like that episode of Family Guy where the guy in prison stabs himself. He's like, "Is that what I've been doing to people? I deserve to be here."
Oh man, I love that.
No, it's like for what Crowder and what the individual in Georgia did. I mean, I know their mindset. I know why they think that the way that they do. It's just disgusting.
But to sort of go full circle back to the Crowder thing. Now, him being pulled from YouTube for that, he can then use that as his martyrdom.
Mm-hmm.
He will then go on to broadcast. See, but
being silenced and being censored.
Well, they're in a constant state of martyrdom. That's all they. That's what they live on.
It's victim mentality. I mean, the loudest people that scream snowflake are the snowflakes.
Yeah, 100%, 100% with that, because everyone will go, oh look, see, YouTube cancelled Crowder. But again, what's the reason behind it? He was being racist, and they're protecting their bottom line.
Well, that's
we have to end that stupid. Oh, YouTube, no, Crowder canceled Crowder. His actions.
Yeah,
and that's
his
the
own
thing.
actions canceled him.
And that's the thing. They didn't end his channel. I meant to read the fucking article that Tim brought up, but I forgot to fucking pull it.
Pull it up. You can do it now.
You want to pull it back up, Tim?
Yeah.
So what they did was in another segment of the show, he was going on about COVID and how we were lied about the number of deaths, and it was actually the same as a common cold, and da. And that's what got his episode pulled. That's what made them pull the episode down.
Because on the link it said Stephen Crowder pulled for COVID lies, I believe.
Yeah. For violating COVID misinformation policies. And that was one thing with us.
They're being racist. Okay.
and that's the thing. They let people be racist all the time. And to be quite honest with you, I don't care if someone is racist on the internet. Like, it doesn't really bother me too much. You're allowed to say whatever you want to say, but when you start getting into like all this super nasty shit, I'm not mad that YouTube took your shit away. Like, I don't think they've been monetized for over a year. And
here's
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, they're always right-wing media is always complaining about being canceled by like Twitter or YouTube or whatever. But freedom of speech, that's that company saying you can't use my platform, and they're like, oh, I'm being canceled. The government should get in on this. When in every other instance, they're like, the government needs to get out of my life.
Right.
But they're always like, oh, the government needs to save me from Twitter. They canceled me. Or the government needs to save me from YouTube. They took down my video. When every other instance, they're like, U.S. government, get the fuck out of my life.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're always saying, oh, this is a First Amendment thing. First Amendment thing from a private company. But now you want the government to come in and save you from this private company.
Doesn't work like that.
Which way do you want it, Sunbeam? It's like you say, Swede. It's this victimhood. Oh, for fuck's sake! Look at that.
Who let Rasputin on the air?
Fuck off! Fuck off!
I told you I sent him to the gulag.
Jesus Christ! Yo, Rasputin is so good.
we need to play the ABBA version of that song.
I need you all to go
you
fuck
are
yourselves.
Russia's greatest love machine.
Yeah, that's his one bottle of piss I allow him.
Don't say that. Putin's gonna hunt me down and kill me.
Oh, you want to talk about snowflakes? That's the world's #1 snowflake right there.
Oh yeah.
No, but I was just going to say about that whole thing about like taking, exception from society, but then wanting society's protection when it suits you. It's one of the most famous ones I can come up with is the Hells Angels. Which it's funny because they're 1%ers and they live outside and they're outlaws. At the same time, they go and they patent their cuts. Their all of their stuff.
Before you carry on, who the fuck are you?
Fuck off.
We've determined that he's Rasputin.
He looks exactly like what Rasputin would look like.
That's
He's probably just as hard to kill too.
2021 Rasputin.
As you're rather late, could you introduce yourself to the class?
Yes. My name is Kjartan, and I'm the Queen of England because I made Wayne the Lord Wanker of Essex.
Salutations.
Wait. Are you invoking the Dane law?
I am. I have no idea what that is, but it sounds fun.
It's when some Danish dude ruled all of Norway, England, Ireland, Scotland, Denmark.
It's
And
probably
nobody but him knew about it.
What's that?
Did anybody but him know about it? No.
Yeah, it's known as Canute the Great.
It's probably one.
Oh yeah.
It's probably one of them laws that's still in the statute books, but someone forgot about it.
Couple of reminders from the chat. B's here. Hey B, how you doing? Consumai says, "Is that Jeff Bezos?"
He's just trying to cover for himself now.
He's had a tough day, that Jeff Bezos. Jesus.
He only made about $6 billion.
And then B follows up with, "It's his drunk cousin Jar Jar."
Wow, that fulfillment center's been worked hard today. Look at him.
And Shartan, your best friend in the world, Pine Snake, is back in the chat, and he says, "Hey Shartan, put his sheep down to join us."
If you want to know everything, one of the other funny things looking at chat is if you want to know everything you want to know about Crowder, go to his cross-dressing, going to the gym episodes.
Yeah, no, that's
when literally no one cared.
And he had to go over the top to try and get attention. Yep. And then when he tried to go back into another one, he went, "I know you are, Stephen. Get out."
Going on in the back of the conservatives not wanting to have government in their lives, but then complaining when things don't happen their way. The House Republicans, or I would say all the Republicans in the United States Congress who didn't vote for the COVID bill, took credit for it.
Yeah.
Not one of those motherfuckers voted for it, but they're going back to their home constituencies and saying, look what I brought you. COVID relief that I didn't vote for.
Yeah. They were standing
and they'll fall for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were standing there like Tony Stark in Iron Man 1 where he sets off the fucking weapon. He's like that.
And the lies about how much pork is in that bill, because I think it's 0.5% is not for COVID relief, and everything else can be directly attributed to COVID relief.
And what people don't understand is that they're not allowed to put that much pork in the bill because of the rules of the House and the Senate. Yeah. They took away all that stuff. So it all has to be for a purpose. And the way that they put it through the Senate, it all has to be a budget item. It can't just be random money that they're spending.
Yeah. So let's do this real quick. For the uninitiated, Tim, you're on the spot. Can you explain pork barrel spending and what you guys mean when you say pork?
So pork barrel spending or earmarking is when someone attaches what they call a rider to a bill. It's an amendment saying that, they'll vote for whatever the bill is, but they're attaching a little bit of spending for their home state or their home district. Usually it's a bridge or a military base that they want funding for. And so everyone gets a little piece of the pie, basically, so that everyone's happy when they vote for it. It could also be used in the reverse, where someone puts spending in that they know everyone's going to hate, and it's called a poison pill amendment, where it basically sours everyone on the bill because they attach something that nobody likes. And there you go.
And that is why Tim is here to explain things to Wayne that he does not understand.
But in economic standards, pork for their home state is known as an economic stimulus for the home state. And so when jobs are saved or this, that, or the other thing, that's usually why these things get attached, because some defense contractor was able to continue making bombs because of this rider or attachment. That's
Yeah.
what it comes down to.
Yeah, it's someone trying to get economic stimulus for their district or state, saying that, oh, I brought this money back for you, reelect me, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And
So basically, a bribe.
Yeah, and
legal bribery.
And they took that out of the rules. Maybe it was just before Obama became president, or around that time. And what happened is that the two parties stopped getting along around then too. They stopped talking to each other. They stopped making deals, and it really polarized Congress.
You know what? This is too much information. I'm gonna go and watch Alex Jones because you two know far too much.
I think the polarization that happened around that time was because we elected someone who was black, not because
that too.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, Trump was a direct reaction to Obama. Because
and everyone laughed at Van Jones when he said that in 2016.
Yep.
And now everybody's kind of like, yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, but Van Jones was also crying. He's like, and that was the moment that he became the president.
Oh, yeah.
Like, all right, Van. We have to start fucking.
I mean, yeah, he's a little hyperbolic, but his call on Trump being a direct reaction to Obama is right.
It reminds me of, I don't know whether it was Raw or Delirious, where Eddie Murphy's talking about drunk white people voting for Jesse Jackson, and then the next morning waking up with a hangover going, he won?
He fucking won?
I mean, at the time, I was a complete right-wing libertarian, so I voted for Gary Johnson.
Oh, wow.
So I didn't vote for Trump, at least.
There were a lot of Gary Johnson signs in my neighborhood, too.
No Jill Stein for you then, no?
No. Well, and see, the thing is that I was really only hoping Gary would get 5% of the vote, because that triggers several election laws that Tim could probably explain a lot better than I can, to allow a third party to actually start challenging our status quo, first past the post, two-party system.
And you see, if you go to Tim's food truck, these are the knowledge bombs that he'll drop on you while giving you a grilled cheese.
You get a fucking delicious habanero pepper jack grilled cheese with a bowl of chowder and poli-sci bombs.
I started making chili, and it's delicious. But you can't find my food truck right now because of government oppression. So,
See how the man is holding the young entrepreneur down?
It's so terrible that you have to serve us food that won't kill us.
I know.
Mike, are you doing a Crowder impression?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like even I don't even know if I could get away with saying the shit that he was saying. Like, even black people would come up to me like, "Yo, check your fucking tone, little man. What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Yeah, they'd be like, chill the fuck out.
Like, yo, you good? Yo, you good? All right.
Yeah, I'm aight.
You understand?
No, you ain't aight. I'm about to make you aight in a minute.
Sir, do you understand satire, sir?
Yes, I do. And now I'm going to bitch slap the fuck out of you.
Like, yeah, satire is what I call this one on my right hip.
You know your satire is really good when your family's like, "Oh my God, why won't you stop ragging on topic XYZ?" And like, because that's how you guys react towards this, and I'm just satirizing your own words and arguments. And all of a sudden they're like, "Oh."
Do you know what I like when people say stuff that they think is a little bit over the line and other people around look at me waiting for my reaction.
Oh, oh yeah. They have to look at the thermometer, the racist thermometer. Look
They're like,
at
They're like, "Oh, what is Wayne?
And then
think?"
you look up like, what? I wasn't listening.
yeah. Wayne, do you think this is racist? What? I didn't hear you.
Luckily I'm surrounded by people where if that was ever the case, they're not looking at me like, yo, you better shut your fucking mouth. Like you're done. Like shut up. Because you're lucky Mikey's over there fucking playing fucking Switch. He's playing fucking Breath of the Wild and he wasn't paying attention to you. Shut your fucking mouth.
Mikey's over there with his knife between his fingers just for fun. Just waiting.
Oh, and one more thing about the Georgia shootings and fuckface Mick. I hope you die in prison land. I still haven't gotten my Ford card yet, and that's my firearms operator ID in Illinois. I applied for it 10.5 months ago.
Why do you want a gun?
Because I feel like I need to be able to at least have what my neighbors have.
All the white people have guns.
Yeah, and they're not acting right.
Wayne, we're so far left, we have guns.
Oh, Jesus.
You're so far left, you rolled over and woke up on the right.
No. No,
Fucking
the
flat
further left
earthers.
you go, the more guns you get. The only people that don't want you to have guns are centrist capitalist outlets. Because then you can stand up to them. The left, from mid-left on over, is totally pro-gun.
I have a bow and several swords.
So there's an actual hashtag movement there's a Socialist Rifle Association. There's a movement that to let people know, look, the left doesn't want to take your guns, the centrist capitalists do. Because an armed proletariat is bad for business.
I think you're all fucking bonkers.
Well,
we had one mass shooting over here with handguns. We went, nah, fuck it, ban them all. Job done.
See, there's the problem is that the guns are just so unregulated in America that there's more guns than people.
Yeah. And not only that, it's so entrenched in your culture as well, isn't it? Especially being as part of your
the most gun
constitution.
regulations are a response to blacks actually having guns. So go back to the Black Panthers in California saying, "Oh, you allow open carry, we're going to protect ourselves by open carrying everywhere." And all of a sudden, no longer open carry because blacks could suddenly protect themselves. So.
Yeah.
A lot of gun regulation is extraordinarily racist.
We have a lot of gun culture, but we have zero respect for actually owning firearms. Everyone thinks they're just a goddamn toy, that they can just collect all the guns they want and it's not going to be a problem. There are other cultures that have, firearms as part of their thing. But America, guns aren't guns. They're fucking toys that you can collect. If we taught responsibility with gun ownership and people actually had training, then it wouldn't be such a big deal.
See, I'm always shocked when I see a little old lady with a baseball bat behind her front door. And I'm like, oh, Jesus, that's weird. But in America, it'd be like, oh, that's just a Kalashnikov just lying around. I think
you should stop going to my mum's house then.
Maybe maybe she should stop paying me the good money. You know what I mean?
But the Swedish people have their gun regulation, and that all guns are legal. You just have to represent that you have a need for one.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just don't understand. You have a license for anything, right? Drive a car,
We have a license for TVs.
Owning a television.
Yeah. They have to pay a license to watch TV.
We used to do, but that's for BBC, right? Because you have.
No, but it means any telly.
No, wait.
We used to have
no, wait.
television.
We are not moving one step forward. You need a license for a fucking flat screen Panasonic 42-inch regular ass 1080p TV.
Yep.
No, they need
Yep.
a license to watch live TV.
What?
If you
Yep.
have enough of a delay, you don't have to have that license.
If
What-
you have
what?
if you right. Let me explain. Let me explain.
Oh, you
Mike
do
just
tell.
had a stroke.
Yeah.
What
Mike
the
had a
hell
stroke.
are you talking about? A license
Yeah,
for fucking live TV?
Listen. We got free healthcare. Wind your fucking neck in. Okay.
So I gotta fucking watch fucking Teletubbies with a 30-second delay? Like, what is wrong?
No.
See, this is why I like
How
the
it works-
European Union.
Listen, you fucking crazy gun-toting wanker.
Not
Right?
yet.
He's not allowed to own guns.
Not yet. Not
No.
yet. ATF.
Listen, my serfs. What we have over here is the BBC Charter. The BBC Charter is a national broadcaster. The national broadcaster have a deal with the government where we pay a license fee in order to fund their operation. So if you have a TV or a laptop or a phone that can receive live TV, then you have to pay a TV license in your property. It's basically like the wording or the linguistics of it is bad. It should just be a TV bill or whatever. Yeah, TV tax or whatever, or BBC
wait,
tax or something.
Is this in place of like paying a television company, like a cable company, like we do in America?
No, you got to pay that on top. You got to pay that on top.
Well,
There is no
okay.
there's no opt out because it's a national broadcaster.
But we have that here, like with PBS. Like PBS is funded by
No, but-
mostly by grants from the government. But
Yeah, but
PBS is
that's
only funded 4% of the budget is
the rest of it's advertising. The BBC doesn't have any advertising on.
no,
well,
our PBS doesn't have any ads either.
no, it's
The
funded
rest
for
of it is
viewers like
funded through
you.
grants, endowments, and
oh wait,
foundations.
that was beautiful. Do it again, Tim.
It's funded by viewers like you.
Viewers like you.
Yeah, they have-
marks like you.
Yeah, they have funding drives, but they also the vast majority of their funding comes from endowments and foundations.
Yeah, so that's how the BBC works, and that's why the right over here hate the BBC so much, because it's the only thing that's socialized or socially funded, and they can't make any money out of it. So they attack the BBC, call it left wing, call it bias, because they want to break up the BBC because it's the only thing that runs against their right wing narrative. That's why Rupert Murdoch is launching his own TV show, TV channel over here. Same as Andrew Neil, who's the editor of the Spectator magazine, again a right wing.
Don't you have a Fox affiliate over there?
No, that's what I mean.
No.
The new TV station that's launching is going to be owned by Rupert Murdoch, so it's going to be Fox, but over here. And as I said earlier, conveniently, Piers Morgan walked out of his show, and that show starts soon.
What if they named it The Hound?
No, I think it's going to be called
Fox and Hound.
Yeah, Fox and the Hound.
Good Morning. No, it's not Good Morning. Great Britain News or something. I'll find out. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll quickly find it.
It's going to be called Newsmax.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we used to have the same thing. You got a bill every 6 months or so where you had to pay for the state television, but now it's included in tax.
So how much are we talking here?
I think it was like I don't know, like $100 a year or something.
Yeah, ours is like £142 a year.
And
How much
many
was the
channels?
delay that you had to put on to avoid it, though?
No. If you don't have the loophole around it is if you haven't got the ability to who's beeping.
Probably sure.
No, I'm not beeping.
It might be me. Hold on.
Somebody's cell phone is next to the mic.
My cell phone's on silent.
It's
My
the,
phone
it's
silent.
the radio waves from the tower.
And by the way, who's got a cell phone from the 90s?
That's, text messages.
Hey,
still
those
come through the
Nokia
same.
cell phones will last forever.
Right, no, it's called.
It was SMS in Morse code. It was da 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 da. How stupid are you?
Oh, that's
You got
SOS.
You've got News UK TV and GB News. So they're both launching over here, and GB News is basically Fox News because it's owned by Rupert Murdoch, and it will be funded by Piers Morgan. I have absolutely no doubt. The fact that he walked off his show gave him enough publicity, enough eyeballs, so next time he turns up, oh look, here he is. Here's the victim.
So how about this? Let's put our bid in, and we will be the counter to, like, you know what I'm saying? We'll be the ones that they can pick on all the time. We'll get all of Rupert Murdoch's money, and we'll just be sandbagging his company the whole way.
Should we just like do a full Dave Rubin? We all just
So sandbagging is that? So sandbagging is that like teabagging when you haven't shaved?
no. Oh,
Oh.
Jesus.
God.
How many brasses have you got in the back of your truck? Sorry, brass flutes is Cockney rhyming slang for.
All right, to the after show. He ruined it.
And on that bombshell, back to the studio. All right, guys.
Meanwhile,
Are you my mummy?
Some say that's what we need you to do, Wayne, to get us into the after show. You got to come up with a Stig thing to get us into the after
Okay.
show. All right.
Why are you talking about my youngest?
okay. Some say it's a wretched hive of scum and villainy. And some also say Mikey's there too. But we know it as the after show.
Thank you, everybody, for Lord Winker of Essex, Not Tons of Mice, Tim Bristle, Swede_Irish, Jartan, Fat Thor, Ragnar Lothbrok, and myself. See you guys.
And now
in 10
apparently
minutes.
fucking, what was it, Rasputin as well? I've got more fucking nicknames than, Eric Trump, because Donald Trump can't remember